Start believing in yourself. If I could show you one belief that would unlock your confidence, multiply your opportunities, and make people take you seriously the moment you walk into a room, would you want it? Because that belief is not about the world. It's not about other people. It's about you. And today we rebuild it. Most people spend their entire lives waiting for approval, waiting for someone to tell them they're enough, waiting for a sign that it's finally their time to shine. But the truth you must understand today is this: belief is not something the world hands to you. It is something you give to yourself long before anyone else recognizes your value. Every strong, confident, respected person you admire started with one decision. They decided they were worthy before the world ever agreed. Think about how much power we give away without even realizing it. When you walk into a room and look around to see who will accept you, you are giving those people control over your confidence. When you hold back your idea waiting for someone to say, "That's smart," you are letting them decide your potential. When you want to try something new but feel frozen until someone encourages you, you are relying on external permission to live your own life. This is why so many people stay stuck, not because they are not capable, but because they are waiting for validation that is never coming. People do not follow the person who waits. They follow the person who leads. And leadership begins with belief in yourself. When you choose to believe in your worth, you instantly change how you carry yourself. You stand taller. You speak with clarity. You move with purpose. And without saying a word, you signal to the world, "I am someone who matters." Ironically, this is when people start giving you the permission you used to crave. Opportunities come faster. Respect flows naturally. Doors open. Not because you suddenly became more talented or more intelligent, but because you finally aligned your inner belief with your outer presence. It's not arrogance, it's ownership. When you believe in yourself first, you stop over-explaining why you deserve things. You stop shrinking your personality to make others comfortable. You stop apologizing for wanting more from life. You begin to trust your instincts, honor your boundaries, and pursue your goals without permission slips. The world respects the person who respects themselves. But belief doesn't grow from praise. It grows from commitment. Every time you choose action over fear, you reinforce confidence. Every time you make a decision without overthinking what people will say, you strengthen your identity. Every time you tell yourself, "I can," even when you're unsure, you're rewriting your story. Belief is a muscle, and the more you use it, the stronger it becomes. Once you realize you never needed permission in the first place, you become unstoppable. Confidence is often misunderstood as something you either have or you don't. People assume that the most successful, charismatic, or influential individuals were born with a natural ability to believe in themselves. But the truth is far simpler and far more empowering. Confidence is built through small wins, not the big life-changing victories that everyone celebrates, but the tiny, consistent, often invisible actions that you complete when no one is watching. These small wins are the proof of your potential, the evidence that you can rely on yourself, and the foundation of unshakable self-belief. Every time you follow through on a commitment, even a small one, you cast a vote for the person you want to become. When you wake up and finish a task you planned the night before, you're not just completing a job, you are training your identity. You're quietly telling yourself, "I can trust me." That trust becomes the seed of confidence. Over time, as more and more of these small wins accumulate, you begin to feel a shift. You stand a little taller. You speak with more strength. And you walk through life with a growing sense that you are capable of more than you once believed. The problem is that many people wait for big moments to feel confident. They think confidence will appear when they land the perfect job, start a successful business, or finally get recognized for their talents. But big moments don't create belief, they reveal it. By the time the opportunity arrives, your confidence must already be built. And that only happens through small, meaningful actions repeated consistently over time. Small wins are powerful because they are achievable. You don't need the perfect circumstances. You don't need anyone's approval. You don't need to feel ready. You simply need to take the next step, no matter how small it seems. And when you complete that step, your mind creates a new association. I take action. I finish things. I follow through. This identity becomes the engine that drives your larger success. Even failures become less frightening when you build confidence through small wins. Why? Because you begin to see failure as part of the process, not a reflection of your worth. You've already proven to yourself through countless small actions that you are capable, disciplined, and resilient. A single setback cannot erase the evidence you've built. Small wins compound. They turn into habits. Habits shape your identity, and your identity determines how far you rise. When you master the art of taking small, consistent steps, you unlock a level of self-belief that feels natural, grounded, and powerful. Comparison is one of the most silent confidence killers in the world today. It happens quietly, often without us noticing. You open your phone, scroll for a few minutes, and suddenly someone else's achievements make your own life feel small. Someone's success makes you doubt your own progress. Someone's beauty, lifestyle, confidence, or opportunities make you question your own worth. But here's the truth you need to internalize deeply. Comparison is a battle you can never win because you are measuring your behind the scenes against someone else's highlight reel. It's like judging a book you haven't written by the best chapter of a book you've never read. When you compare yourself to others, you abandon your own path. You stop seeing your own strengths. You overlook your own progress. You forget how far you've come because you're too focused on how far someone else has gone. And the painful part is that comparison doesn't just make you feel small, it paralyzes you. It stops you from taking action. It stops you from creating. It stops you from expressing your ideas and sharing your voice. Suddenly, you're not living your life. You're measuring it. But when you stop comparing and start creating, everything changes. Creation puts you back in your power. It reminds you that your journey, your growth, your voice, and your progress are uniquely yours. No one else has your experiences. No one else has your perspective. No one else has your courage or your resilience. When you begin focusing on what you can do today to improve instead of what others have already done, you reclaim your confidence. Instead of watching other people's stories, you start writing your own. Creating doesn't mean building something grand. It simply means investing energy into your own life rather than draining it by watching someone else live theirs. It could be writing a page, learning a skill, recording a video, improving a habit, having a conversation, or taking one step toward your goals. Every act of creation strengthens your self-belief because it shifts your attention from envy to effort, from doubt to action, from comparison to growth. You must understand that the real competition is not with anyone out there. It's with who you were yesterday. That's the only comparison that matters. Are you becoming more disciplined, more focused, more courageous, more committed? These are the metrics that create long-term confidence. When you measure yourself against your own evolution, you win every time. Because progress, even slow progress, is still progress. The moment you stop comparing and start creating, you step into a life that feels authentic, powerful, and truly your own. Rejection is one of the most feared experiences in human life, yet it's also one of the most misunderstood. Most people see rejection as a final judgment, a verdict on their value, a message that says, you're not good enough. But rejection rarely means that. In fact, rejection often has nothing to do with your worth or your potential, and everything to do with timing, alignment, and direction. The problem is that we take rejection personally. We attach it to our identity. We use it as proof that we should shrink ourselves, stop trying, and lower our expectations. But what if rejection isn't a wall meant to stop you, but a sign meant to redirect you? Think about how many times in life something didn't work out only for you to later realize it was the best thing that could have happened. A job you didn't get, a person who didn't choose you, an opportunity that slipped away. In the moment, rejection feels painful because it challenges your ego. It disrupts your plans. It forces you to confront uncertainty. But when you zoom out, you often see that rejection wasn't closing your path, it was pushing you toward a better one. It was saving you from settling for less than what you're capable of. Rejection teaches resilience. It teaches adjustment. It teaches clarity. Every no sharpens you. Every closed door strengthens you. Every setback forces you to ask better questions. What can I improve? What can I learn? What direction is actually meant for me? People who succeed are not the ones who avoid rejection. They're the ones who refuse to let it define them. They understand that rejection is simply feedback, not fate. It is information, not identity. When you stop taking rejection personally, you free yourself to take bold action. You no longer hesitate to try, to apply, to ask, to speak, to step forward. You stop playing small because you're no longer terrified of hearing. And ironically, the more comfortable you become with rejection, the more success you attract. Why? Because every risk you take increases the chances of a breakthrough. Most great opportunities are hidden on the other side of a no you were brave enough to face. Rejection is not the end of your story. It's simply a plot twist, a redirection towards something that fits better, aligns better, and serves you better. Once you understand this, rejection loses its power to hurt you and becomes a tool that helps you grow. The way you speak to yourself shapes everything: your confidence, your decisions, your courage, your relationships, and even the opportunities you allow yourself to pursue. Most people don't realize this, but their internal dialogue is the first voice that either lifts them up or silently destroys them. You can have talent, intelligence, ambition, and dreams, but if your inner voice constantly whispers, "You're not enough," you will sabotage yourself before life ever has the chance to test you. The truth is simple. You must talk to yourself like someone you genuinely want to see win. Imagine speaking to a friend you deeply care about. Imagine they feel scared, insecure, or unsure of themselves. Would you tell them, "You always fail, you're too weak, or you'll never be good enough"? Of course not. You'd encourage them. You'd remind them of their strengths. You'd tell them they're capable. You'd support them with compassion, patience, and belief. Yet, this level of kindness is something people rarely give themselves. Instead, they bully themselves with harsh self-talk, replay their mistake like a loop, and magnify their flaws while minimizing their strengths. The biggest problem with negative self-talk is that the mind believes what it hears repeatedly. If you tell yourself long enough that you can't do something, your brain will stop trying. If you constantly repeat that you're not worthy, you will subconsciously choose situations that confirm that belief. Your internal language becomes a script that dictates your action. This is why changing your self-talk isn't just positive thinking, it's identity training. You are reteaching your mind who you are and what you're capable of. Talking to yourself like someone you want to win means communicating with strength, encouragement, and intention. Instead of saying, "I always mess things up," you say, "I'm learning and improving." Instead of "I'm not confident enough," you say, "I'm building confidence every single day." Instead of "I'll never succeed," you say, "I'm taking steps in the right direction." These shifts may seem small, but they are powerful. They replace self-doubt with self-trust. They replace fear with focus. They replace shame with ownership. And the most important part, you don't need to feel confident to speak to yourself confidently. The language comes first, then the feelings follow. When your internal dialogue becomes supportive, your behavior naturally becomes bolder. You take more chances. You show up more fully. You stop running from challenges and start rising to meet them. You begin to believe in your ability to grow through anything. Your self-talk becomes not just words, but a driving force that carries you toward the life you want. Believing in yourself isn't something that magically appears one day. It's not an emotion that suddenly washes over you. It is a decision, an active, intentional choice you make long before you feel ready. The future you dream about, the confidence you admire in others, the strength you wish you had. All of it is built on the risks you take today. Not tomorrow, not someday, not everything feels perfect. Today. Because the truth is, growth doesn't happen in comfort. Transformation doesn't happen in safety. And confidence doesn't happen in silence. It happens when you take a step that scares you and prove to yourself that you can survive the discomfort. Most people underestimate the power of a single brave choice. They imagine that their future will change through big, dramatic moments, life-altering decisions that shift everything overnight. But big changes come from small risks that accumulate over time. You start by sending the message, asking the question, taking the opportunity, applying for the role, speaking up in the meeting, walking away from something that no longer serves you. These moments may seem small, but each one is a signal to your mind. I am someone who acts. I am someone who tries. I am someone who dares. And slowly, this identity becomes your truth. The discomfort you feel when taking a risk is not a sign that you're doing something wrong. It's a sign you're doing something new. Growth and fear travel together. If you wait until you're fearless to take action, you will stay stuck forever. The people you admire didn't succeed because they were confident first. They succeeded because they acted while they were uncertain. They built belief through experience, not imagination. Their confidence grew because they repeatedly showed themselves that they could handle whatever happened next. Every time you take a risk, even a small one, you expand your sense of what is possible. You stretch your capacity. You strengthen your resilience. You move from "I hope," "I can too," "I know I can." You stop doubting your abilities and start trusting your willingness to try. And the more risks you take, the more opportunities appear. Life starts responding to your courage. People notice your boldness. Doors open that once seemed locked. The world begins to treat you like someone who matters because you finally started treating yourself that way. Your future is not shaped by luck, talent, or timing. It is shaped by the risks you're brave enough to take today. The moment you choose action over fear, everything in your life begins to shift. You stop waiting. You stop hesitating. You stop letting uncertainty control your destiny. You move, you grow, you evolve, and that is how you build the version of yourself you've always wanted to become. Believing in yourself is not just a mindset, it is the foundation upon which every dream, every success, and every new chapter is built. Throughout this journey, you've seen how true confidence is created, not inherited. It begins with the simple but transformative decision to stop waiting for external approval and start recognizing your own value. When you stop living by the validation of others and choose to give yourself permission to grow, you step into a new level of personal power. This shift changes how you walk into rooms, how you handle challenges, and how you pursue opportunities that once felt out of reach. You've learned that confidence grows from small wins, the tiny actions that build your identity one step at a time. Every task completed, every bit of discipline practiced, and every promise kept becomes another brick in the foundation of self-belief. The world may never see these small victories, but they are what transform you. They are the evidence that you are capable, reliable, and stronger than you once thought. When you focus on your progress instead of the illusion of perfection, you develop a quiet, unshakable confidence rooted in truth, not opinions. The moments that once made you doubt yourself, rejection, comparison, fear, begin to lose their power as you shift your focus to growth and creation. Rejection becomes redirection, comparison becomes clarity, and fear becomes fuel. You stop judging yourself based on the accomplishments of others and start pursuing your own potential with intention. You replace harsh self-talk with empowering words. You begin to treat yourself as someone worthy of love, respect, and victory. And each time you choose courage over comfort, you reinforce the belief that you are capable of more than you imagined. Ultimately, believing in yourself means choosing action even when uncertainty is loud. It means trusting that every risk you take today is shaping the strongest version of you for tomorrow. It means stepping into your future with intention rather than hesitation. This is how transformation happens. This is how confidence becomes your natural state. You don't wait for permission, you create momentum. You don't hope for change, you become the change. And once you truly start believing in yourself, life begins to open in ways you never thought possible. Thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate your time, your presence, and the energy you invest in becoming a better version of yourself. If today's message inspired you, motivated you, or reminded you of your own potential, then I hope you carry that momentum forward into your life. Before you go, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you never miss future videos that are created just for your growth and empowerment. Drop your thoughts in the comments. I love hearing your journey and your breakthroughs. Thank you once again for being here. Stay strong, stay focused, and most importantly, start believing in yourself. Goodbye, and see you in the next video.